Alright, today we're going to talk about parallel lines. So what we need to know is that parallel lines have the same slope. They increase by the same amount or they decrease by the same amount. So for these examples, what you're going to be doing is write an equation of a line that contains the given point and is parallel to the given line. Okay, so for example number 1, we want a line that's parallel to this line, but passes through this point. So we need to remember the rule that parallel lines have the same slope. So if the slope of this line is 3, remember the number in front of x is the slope. So if the slope of this line is 3, then a parallel line would have a slope of 3 as well. So what we're doing is now we know we have a slope of 3, passes through this point, so we have point, we have slope. We need to use, you guessed it, point slope. So let's go ahead and rewrite that formula, point slope, and let's plug in what we know. So we know y1 is 5. We know the slope of a line parallel to this line would be 3. And x1 is also 3. So when I distribute, I get y minus 5 equals 3x minus 9. Okay, add 5 to both sides. And final answer, y equals 3x minus 4. Okay, so in order to again check this, we could plug in this point to make sure it works. So 5 equals 3. Plug in 3 for x minus 4. So 5 equals 9 minus 4. 5 equals 5 is a true statement. It has the same slope as this line. So we are good to go. Let's practice another example. So example 2. If you want to know the equation of a line that's parallel to this line and passes through this point, 2, 7, what would you need to do? Well, first of all, you would need to find the slope of this line, and the problem with that is that it's not in slope-intercept form. So what we're going to have to do first is we're going to have to move over the 4x. So we get negative 2y equals, when I move over the 4x, it becomes negative 4x plus 12. Divide everything by negative 2. So we get y equals negative 4 over negative 2 is positive 2. 12 over negative 2 is negative 6. So there's my line. Okay, and I know that a parallel line would have the same slope, so a slope of 2, and I need it to pass through this point here. So again, I will use point slope formula. So y minus 7 equals my slope, which is 2, x minus 2. Alright, so distribute, we get y minus 7 equals 2x minus 4, so add 7 to both sides. We get y equals 2x plus 3. And again, in order to check my work, what I can do is plug in this point. So 7 equals 2, x is 2. So 2 times 2 is 4. 4 plus 3 is 7. So 7 equals 7 is true. It's got the same slope as this, so we are good to go. Let's just practice one more example. Alright, last example. Let's write an equation of a line, example 3. Parallel to this line, passing through the point negative 4, negative 7. So I know parallel lines have the same slope. The slope of this equation is 4, so it'll have a slope of 4. So I have my slope, I have my point. I'm going to use point slope. So y minus -7, so that becomes plus, equals, my slope is 4, x minus -4, that becomes plus. So y plus 7 equals, when I distribute, 4x plus 16. Last step, minus 7 both sides. Y equals 4x plus 9. And again, I always want you to check to make sure your slope matches. So slopes match. Let's plug in -7 where I see y. Let's plug in -4 where I see x. So I get -7 equals 4 times -4 is -16. And yay, -16 plus 9 is -7. So that checks out. We're good to go. Have a great night.